Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, strategies, and insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today I'm very lucky to be joined by Kyle Shurtz of Avalaunch Media. How's it going, Kyle?
Fabulous.
Awesome. I'm so glad to have you here, Kyle. And I'd just love to start this off by learning a little bit more about your background and a little bit more about Avalaunch Media.
Yeah, absolutely. So myself personally grew up in the marketing space. That was my first job out of college. In fact, I studied marketing, which you rarely hear about people actually studying in college what they do for a living. So I guess I always wanted to be a marketer and worked for a large online university. In fact, it's the biggest in the world, Western Governors University here in Salt Lake. And worked there for 5 years. And then I've been at Avalaunch now for going on 9. So I've been in the space for about 14 years, seen a lot of change and shift in the industry. And Avalaunch, something that we're pride ourselves on is being adaptable to that. We started out as just an SEO company, and now we offer full service marketing services, primarily fractional marketing leadership that has agency backed execution. So we can all give you the strategy, but also we can execute on it for you as well.
Wow, it's kind of the best of both worlds, huh?
That's right.
Yeah. I'm curious, you joined Avalaunch because of you've been in marketing for a while now and you've seen how other agencies have been, and I know that inspired you to join Avalaunch. So I'm curious, what was broken in the traditional agency model and how did you set out to fix it when you joined Avalaunch?
Yeah, I think the traditional agency model is slow, gets bloated. One thing that I strongly disliked is you get sold to by the A team and then you get passed off to the JV team, which happens a ton in the agency
Mhm.
world. And so something that we set out to change and something I really am proud of is like you work with the people that we tell you're going to work with or who's selling you most of the time. So like I might meet with you in a client initial prospecting and then you actually work with me and I'm
Oh,
working with
wow.
you every single day and I'm
Yeah.
driving the strategy with my team to help execute on things. And
Wow.
so we also run in like a fire team model so we can be super fast and efficient and nimble with your resourcing and time. And so we really like to pride ourselves on being almost like a fractional in-house team. So you get
Yeah.
the consultant kind of mindset of always being on the forefront of what's going on in the marketing industry, but you also get a team that works together that's always talking about your brand and business. And yes, we work with multiple clients, but that's to benefit of you. You get to
Yeah.
see like a larger portfolio of what's going on in the marketing landscape.
Yeah. It's always nice to be able to ask a company what's working in the marketplace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people think, oh, I don't want to work with you if you already have like our or like clients that are in our industry or something like that. But I think that's a benefit. You get to see what's working. You get that insight from agencies, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the personal trainer thing, right? Don't you want your personal trainer to have multiple clients to
Yeah.
see if you work for weight loss and strength gain and all of that?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wow, that's really interesting. So does that mean the way that you guys run things, does that mean that you guys have to remain relatively smaller boutique to be able to keep that nimbleness and that like adaptability?
Yeah, we definitely try to stay as boutique as possible. We don't want to be a 1,000 person agency. That's just not in our business model or business plans. But we really try to home grow talent to come from a fire team that is essentially learning side by side with one of our fractional marketing leaders that they can then become that and start building their own book of business as well.
Oh,
Kind of like a franchise model, right? Where essentially it's a uniform process. There is a standard operating procedure, but
mhm.
you get somebody who takes ownership of their client's book of business and growing that and helping those businesses grow and scale. So
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. When as I hear you talk about how Avalanche does business, everything seems very like thought out and strategic. Now, is that something that you guys have built through trial and error? Oh, that didn't really work. Let's go do this instead and see how this works. Or was this always thought out from the beginning? This is how we want to build out this agency, have it go.
It's definitely trial and error. You may have heard, I believe it was Simon Sinek talked about, there was a ceramics teacher that said, I want one group of you to make a perfect pot, right? That's your whole goal for the semester. Just make one perfect pot. And then there was another group that they said, make as many as you can. Like you'll be graded on how many you make.
Yeah.
And Avalaunch subscribes to the how many can we make, right? We want to be testing and trying things because at the end of the day, the more pots you're trying to make, you're actually going to beat the group that's trying to get the perfect one. And so we're big believers in rapidly trying and testing things. And so that's part of strategy, right? Is you set out to do one thing, but then it shifts and not being afraid to make the shift when it's needed. Like I said, we were an SEO only company, but now we do everything because we found that we were hearing from clients and prospects that they were tired of jumping from agency call to agency call and not feeling like their strategy was like cohesive and one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow. No, I love that. And I love the story behind that too. I think you're right. Fail fast and
yeah,
fail, yeah, rapidly enough so you can. I think a lot of people, when they fail, they will change direction way too much. You know what I mean? When a lot of times it's like the difference of a few degrees, like a sailboat, like the
yeah,
difference of a few degrees can get you to your destination or like way far off. And sometimes you just need to shift the sails a little bit, a few degrees so you can get to your destination, not like completely cut.
yeah. I think the stat, it's a Stephen Covey stat. I think a plane is only on course maybe 10% of the flight, like
Mm.
directly on course. And they're constantly having to make
Yes.
innovations and changes to get back in line
Yeah.
for where
Wow,
they
that's
want
really
to go.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a
Don't
lot of
fact
sense.
check me on that, but I want to say it's 10%. Most
Um,
flights make it to their destination. So
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, exactly. No, that makes sense though. And speaking of, I think that in a downturn, like we might be seeing a little bit now, you believe it's time to buy the dip and double down on marketing. Now, I totally agree with you. And I think that we know this, that anytime there's a downturn, marketing is always the first budget to get cut. And I agree in the sense that it should be the last thing to get cut. You know what I mean? That's where you should really buy because your CPMs are going to be lower. There's just like a lot of technical things, but a lot of like philosophical reasons why you shouldn't as well. What are some of the smartest ways to deploy a budget during a soft market?
yeah, I think I always like to look at the big companies of the world and the fact that Coca-Cola, that is a household name, people literally call Coke, like they call Sprite Coke and Pepsi Coke in the South because
Yeah,
it's so ingrained in that culture.
yeah,
It still invests 16% of its top line revenue in marketing. But
yeah,
everybody knows who it is. They are a prime example of always buying the dip. They're not pulling back whatsoever. But what they're doing is they're not just investing in like net new acquisition. I also read a stat that 95% of all marketing dollars are spent on net new client acquisition. What
yeah.
about your current customers?
Okay.
Like, what about giving them an experience that delights them? Why are we not, during a downturn, investing capital into creating such a good experience that people feel like they cannot live without us? And that's where I'm telling people to be investing a lot more. Is not necessarily net new people, but like, how can you create such a good experience for your customers? That's the last thing that gets cut in their budget
Yeah,
because they can't live without you, right?
yeah,
Even if I was on my last dime, I'm telling you right now, I'm fly fishing and I'm golfing. Don't care what it costs.
yeah.
To have invested in me loving their product, those are the products that I'm going to be continually purchasing, even though funds might be tight during this time of economic.
Right. Wow, that's a really good question asked, and I think a lot of agencies don't ask that. And I like the position you took on that. It's more of an agency. It's like the reason that you're like a lot of budgets are getting cut. Yes, of course, the economy, but also because the agency itself might not be doing a good enough job to earn their right to stay, which is really
Yeah,
interesting because you can totally see that if there's a downturn and a company is looking at what to cut, they're not going to want to cut you as an agency if you're like continually giving them results and you're just a pleasure to work with.
yeah, Yeah, and if one thing for us, something we always strive to do is teach people something they don't even know about their business. And
Mhm.
so we're really big on that intel and data insights of, did you know when you're posting 5 videos a week, your top line revenue is going up and to the right?
Wow.
Like some people will say our ROAS is bad or this or that. You're making money by investing in these video things,
Yeah.
these things called reels and shorts and TikToks. That's what's making your company money right now. Keep investing in that. Keep
Yeah.
doing that because that's what's working. So we're trying to teach people something that they might not even know about their own
Yeah.
company.
And I think that's, yeah. And I think that's like the inherent value of an agency, all things aside. Like the fact that if you're a business owner, it's very easy to get, or if you're just in the C-suite of a business, it's very easy to get lost in the weeds because you're doing it every day. And I don't think agencies, this isn't it, like even for agencies, you hear that, what's that saying? It's like the son of the cobbler is always shoeless or something. I don't know, something weird like that. But it's very like when you're in your job every single day, it's really hard to get that outside view. You get this tunnel vision. So the inherent value of an agency specifically is to come in and be able to say, listen, I know this is what you think your brand is, and I know you think this is what your numbers are, but I will show you because I've got the outside view that this is what's actually happening. And I think that part of itself is why agencies will always be around.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Beast had a letter that got leaked where he called consultants cheat codes. And I'm a believer in that.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady, the greatest thrower of the football ever, had a quarterback coach and someone to help him throw the ball. Scotty Scheffler, who just won another championship, has a swing coach that he works with all the time.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
guy, the guy clearly knows how to swing a golf club,
Yeah.
but he still invests in a coach. And that's what agencies and fractional marketing leaders can be
Mhm.
because they see a wide landscape and they can push you
Yeah.
to go against what your gut tells you, which is let's pull back on marketing. So no, look at these companies who aren't doing it and what's happening for them. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wow. So, what marketing channels do you think are underpriced right now that business owners should be paying more attention to?
depending on what type of business you run, YouTube in terms of advertising dollars, there's not a better rate on the internet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think TikTok, Reels, like organic content, yeah,
So,
is
yes.
something that people aren't investing enough in.
Yes.
There's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of hungry college kids that want to put stuff on their resume that are really good at this stuff, making
Yeah.
hooks and shorts and reels. Go hire one as an intern and say, go make me 100 videos a week, and they would be able to do it.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
just cherry pick the best one. So I think that's an underrated thing. And then if you're in the B2B space, I think you can't sleep on LinkedIn, you can't sleep on X, Reddit, and investing in trying to provide value in those areas. Just give more than what you take. It's kind
Yeah.
of it's overplayed or a cliche, but like that really is what works in the marketing world.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And I'm really glad you said organic because that's like a lot of people don't understand that organic and the power of if your business consistently posting like literally just one video a day, make it your goal. Even if you're the one-off person who's listening to this who is a just a singular person trying to like think about what to do, like you cannot underestimate the power of just posting consistently. It will take you far, a
yeah,
lot further than if you just didn't post it at all. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there. So I really like that you said that, and I totally agree. Kyle,
this is a
this is
spoiler alert for my LinkedIn post that's coming out soon, but because I'm a schedule post guy.
nice,
But
nice.
content marketing in 2025 is deep research on AI. Hey, prompt it. What are the pain points? Go on X, Twitter, or I guess that's the same thing. Reddit, Quora, all the forums online. What are the pain points people experience with insert your business?
Yeah,
Read reviews, insert your business. Get the top 10 things that people are talking about and complaining about on the internet, and then go give that to an intern and say, make me 50 videos about these things.
yes. It's
That's
all
what
that
I
like
mean.
it's never been easier. It's
Yeah,
never been
come on.
easier. Yeah.
And the sad part is nobody will freaking do it.
Yeah.
But if you actually did do it, you would be ahead of all of your competitors.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Wow. Kyle, this has been awesome, man. Where can people learn more about you? Where can people learn more about Avalaunch Media?
Yeah, so we've got a website, avalaunchmedia.com. And then myself personally, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn as my main channel that I like to post on. And
Nice.
so, yeah, connect with me. I love LinkedIn. I love meeting new people and just talking shop. So happy
That
to
sounds
talk
great.
anytime.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you again for being on. This was a really cool conversation.
Yeah.